And joining me now is the European Policy Officer for PROVIEH, a German farm animal welfare organization. Sabine Ohm, thank you for being with us on the show. You grew up with farmers yourself, so obviously you do have the perspective. Farmers complain a lot, though, people say, even though they receive a lot of subsidies here in Europe. So what is really wrong?
Well, the whole policy has gone wrong a long time ago, and farmers are right to complain because it cannot continue this way. We actually try to support them in finding ways of changing the system and changing the whole subsidies and the farm animal keeping around.
But changing the system is really hard if you look at the way it works. Some people take food as a commodity that they speculate on, that they bet on, that keeps prices going up or going down. So the whole market is really volatile. How do you change this spiral?
Well, we did have a chance, actually, in 2013, the CAP reform for the Common Agricultural Policy of the European Union was decided upon, and we could have done better. Obviously, there was a bad compromise that was found in the end, and we're going to try to make it better in 2020, when there's the next chance of really profoundly reforming. There will be a midterm review in the middle, and there will be steps to be taken.
What's the biggest challenge there? What do you have to change in 2020 that you didn't manage to change now?
Well, in Europe, we have to really work towards a more sustainable agricultural policy, and we cannot continue to just pay subsidies to farmers on the basis of owning hectares of arable land. We need to really pay for public goods. It's animal welfare, but also obviously environmental protection and the climate change, protection against climate change, which play a big role, biodiversity protection.
Right, also, but there's something else that is playing a big role, supply and demand. And if I look at other sectors, this basis basically of economy seems to work very well in other sectors, but not in the agricultural sector of Europe. What's the problem?
Well, there's different reasons for that. Food is not a commodity like any other commodity because, of course, now we've had a long period of peace in Europe, but that hasn't always been the case, and there's no guarantee for it to stay that way, although we all hope for it. So every country wants to produce most of the food that is consumed there, basically themselves, because that gives them more security, food security in their own country. Also, it's perishable, and of course, if we talk about cows, you cannot just switch on a button and switch it back off when you need more milk or less. You have to provide for a longer period.
We'll talk about this in just a minute for more Sabine Ohm.